Hi, this is Lisa Loves to Crochet and Knit. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do a little, I call him a little potato, but I call him Mr. Mash. And he's a stress ball. He's got a mustache, if you can see it. He's got patch eyes. Those are off Amazon. And these ears. The ears and the mustache were made for me. Off a CNC machine, so they're super cool, and I had them put little holes so I could sew them on. And then, you know, the stress ball that's inside is from Amazon. So I call him Mr. Mash because he's just too cute. He's like a little potato ball. So we're gonna work on this today, and what you're gonna need is some brown yarn and the patch eyes, and then these, I don't remember what they were called. They came in a bag and I have no label on it, but they were just a variety of different kinds of eyes, shapes, and little, some have little eyelashes. I'll have to look and see what those were. And then I had these made for me, so I'm not sure. You'll have to make your own or have someone make some for you, but the little mustache and the ears. And then the Amazon little stress balls is the little ones. They come in 20-pack, made in China. They're mini stress balls is what's on the package. It doesn't really give me a size. They're not for little kids, obviously. I stress that. Anyway, 20 come in a box. So let's get started. You're going to also need some thread and some needles, a pair of scissors. I have them both already pre-threaded, and gray and black so they can kind of blend in. And then you will also need a tapestry needle and then a crochet hook, a size H. So let's get started. I'm gonna start with the brown yarn, and I'm just gonna make a magic loop. There's my magic loop. I'm going to chain one. Then I'm going to put 6 half double crochets in that magic loop. So there's one, and I'm going to do 5 more in the loop. And I'll come back when I'm done. Okay, there is my 6 half double crochets in the magic ring. And I'm going to tighten that magic ring. And then I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning. So there is that, and I'm going to chain 1. And I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to pull the magic ring tight, make a little knot, and weave in my ends, and come back. Okay, I'm ready for round 2. And I'm going to chain 1, which I've already done for round 2. And then I'm going to do 2 half double crochets, or I'm sorry, 1 half double crochet in that same space, and I count that as 2. And then I'm going to do 2 half double crochets in each space around. So when I get done with that, I'll come back. Okay, so I have 12 half double crochets around, and I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning. And there, that's completed for round 2. And I'm going to chain 1. And so this is round 3, and I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in that same stitch. That's a chain 1. And then I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. And then 2 half double crochets in the next. So this one counts as 2. And then there's my 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. I have 2. So in this next stitch, I'm just going to put 1, and then I'm going to repeat them all the way around. So 2 in one stitch and 1 in the next, and when I get done I'll come back. Okay, and I have 18 total stitches, and then I'm just going to slip stitch to the beginning, and I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to put 1 half double crochet in that same stitch. Remember, I count that chain 1 as a stitch. And so now this round I'm just going to put 1 half double crochet in each stitch around. So I'll get done and I'll be back. Okay, so I've completed that round, and I'm just going to slip stitch to the beginning. And remember, all I did is do 1 half double crochet in each stitch around for that round. So now it's the next round, so I'm on, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th row, and I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to put 1 half double crochet in that same stitch, and then I'm going to put 1 half double crochet in the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there is what it looks like. It's about halfway. It's about the halfway mark. And so this one is where you're creating your mouth on this row. And so you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to skip the next 2 stitches. So that means you're going to skip this stitch and this stitch. So you're going to do 1, 2, and I'm going to go into the 3rd with a half double crochet. So there is your mouth. And then I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in each of the remaining stitches. Okay, so I've put 1 half double crochet in each of the remaining stitches back to the beginning of the round, and you should have, I can count them for you before we stop, 16 half double crochets. And so the first stitch, that chain 1 space, I count, so there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 3 chains, and then there's 2, 4, 6, 8. So you should have 16 half double crochets with 3 chains, and that's a total of 19 stitches all together. And then I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to put 1 half double crochet, decrease. I'm on, this is going to be row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is my first decrease row. So I'm going to decrease in the same stitch as the chain 1 space, and in the next. And in the next stitch I'm going to put 1 half double crochet, and the next stitch I'm going to do a decrease, in the next 2 I should say. And I'm going to repeat that all the way around, including through the mouth. And so if it's easier for you not to crochet around the stress ball, then continue and to do this until you to the end of that row, but make sure you stick it in, put it in there at the end of that row so you don't not have a stress ball in there. And so I'm going to complete this round, and I'm going to come back. To decrease over the chain 1 space is, there's my decrease, the first one in front of where the mouth is going to be. And then this is just going to be 1 half double crochet, and the next one is going to be a half double crochet decrease in that chain and in the next one. And I'm just going to repeat that pattern. Okay, I have 11 half double crochets in that round. Remember, that's round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And make sure when you're inserting your stress ball that you put that little spot in the front and the hard spot in the back, and so you can't see it when you use the stress ball. So And then now would be a good time if you wanted to hot glue your eyes on, or sew your little mustache or your ears. It would work for that as well. I'm choosing not to. So I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning. So row 7, I'm just going to decrease a half double crochet decrease in every 2 stitches all the way around. So I'm being careful now that I have the stress ball in there. And so I'm just going to repeat that all the way around. Okay, so I don't know if I said how many stitches you're going to end up with, but you're going to have 11 half double crochets with the decrease for row 6. And so now that I've decreased in every stitch, I'm on row 7 and I have 6. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning like you normally would. And then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to leave a tail and cut my working yarn. And I'm going to pull up that loop, make that a knot. I'm going to thread it on my tapestry needle, and I'm just going to weave in my ends all the way around, all the way. So then I'm going to tighten it, and I'm going to pull up a stitch, and I'm just going to make it like a little knot, pull it tight, and then I'm going to come back down here and I'm going to weave in my ends. And then I'm going to skip one going back. Oops. Trying to do more than a couple. And so there is the end all tightened up. And so there is the stress ball. So this is the bottom and this is the top. So you're going to take your mustache and the black thread and needle that I already had pre-threaded, and you can take your finger, and I try to get it as close to the end, and I just pull up some of the thread or some of the worsted weight, but I don't ever go through all the way. And I'll go to the other side and I will catch some of that and slide it over, and then I'm just going to tie a knot in my thread to pull it tight. Just a simple double knot. And then I'm just going to go back through just a few times. Nothing too elaborate. And remember, I'm not going all the way through inside, so I'm not anywhere near that stress ball. So I know it's I kind of go in circles with it. So it's kind of hard to follow, I think. So I'm just going to continue with that, and then I'll knot it again, and I'll cut my working yarn. So there is the mustache attached, and now I'm going to grab my gray thread that I already have pre-threaded on my needle, and that's all I use is just regular thread. And I'm going to grab an ear. I'm going to grab the left ear because he's facing you, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball it there. And I'm not going in, again, I'm not going through the entire stitch. of yarn. I'm just going through some, and I'll pull it through. I have more on. So there is, I try to even it out here so I don't have a funky tail. And so now I take my ear and I'll go through that hole. So it's already been through the yarn, and what I'm doing is trying not to get tangled mess, is I have the end here and the yarn, and I'll knot it. So I know it's not going to go anywhere. So just a simple double knot. And so I know it's attached. I'm sorry if that was confusing. So now I have the yarn and it's knotted, and I'm going to pick up some of the yarn underneath. I'm going to pull it. So I'm not in that hole yet for the sewing. It's just like sewing on a button. Then I go through the hole of the ear for the button, and then I'll go back through. And with the mustache, it's kind of tricky, trying not to get everything all knotted and caught on stuff. So, and then I just pull it through, and then I'll slide. I only did a few, just so it's attached. It doesn't have to be. And so I'll just insert my needle and go up through some of these pieces of the yarn, up through the top. And so it's real close to where the ear's going to be. You can kind of eyeball it, make sure you're good. And I just go back through. And then, just like you're sewing on a button, just do it 3 or 4 times and knot it again. I didn't go through that. So you're just going to go through it like that, just 3 or 4 times, and then I just will make sure I go it 3 or 4 times, and then I'll come back through. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a knot, a double knot here, and then I'm going to cut my thread and do the other one and come back. Okay, so now I have just a few little fun ones. So now I'm going to attach the eyes, and I'm not sure, these are what I'm going to use. So I'm just going to take some hot glue and just put it around the eye. So I just have some hot glue on this, and I'm just going to gently press down. And so there is my stress ball. That's Mr. Mash, and there's 3 of them that I made, and they're all super cute, a little bit different. They all have mustaches, and then I actually did make a bigger one. Back this up. Very simple, like Mr. Potato Head, and he's got a bigger stress ball in him, and he actually looks like a potato, with the ears and the eyes. So he's fun too. So let me know if you're interested in me working on that for a video. He's kind of top heavy, and then the little potato mash balls I don't even want to call them little mash potatoes. So stress balls. So there is the stress balls. So there's the pink one, there's yellow, and then there's blue. So there's a little family of potatoes. Call them little mashed potatoes. Alright, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.